Welcome back to the channel, to Wanderlust with DeWitt & Co. It's been a long time since we last spoke with you guys, and there's been reasons. At the end of COVID, business came back on, so we all got quite busy with other businesses, and then unfortunately I was diagnosed with a type of cancer and spent a few years battling the cancer until I could be up and walking and doing everything normal again. But I survived, and here I am, and we're both doing really well. And obviously during that whole time Cam was busy looking after me, so we were not on YouTube at all. So apologies for that. We know we have a number of subscribers out there, and thank you very much for subscribing. And we'd like to continue now with our journey and move forward and take you on the journey with us. We are back. Having said we are back, we are no longer owners of a Tucana teardrop caravan. Very sorry and very sad to leave that world. However, we still follow, and I'm very much in touch with Song and see all the great innovations he's making and the changes, and always keen to see how the Tucanas shape up. In the future, if any of the Tucanas have any major innovations, I will likely cover that anyway. However, we're going to concentrate now on our new caravan. Not new really, we purchased at the end of 2021, but we now have a Jayco Journey Outback Pop Top 13.42.2. What that designation means is we have a 13-foot caravan with a pop top, and it has a double bed inside instead of, say, two singles. With every caravan out there, no matter what your choice, there's a plethora of different types, sizes, and my God, you go to any caravan show and you walk away with your head going, there's just so many of them out there. Why did we choose the Jayco Journey? Well, as mentioned, there's every van, no matter what you decide on and buy and what your budget is, there's going to be a compromise. In our case, there were a few things that we loved about the teardrop that we wanted to carry forward, and that is that one was size, in other words, its footprint of where it could fit. What we loved about the Tucana was you could basically pull up anywhere. There was always going to be a caravan site that could fit you in, and being very maneuverable and could fit in a normal car park. And that was sort of a few things that we wanted. Also, we wanted to be able to take it into an underground car park within limitations, obviously. These were things that we wanted to follow through with our new purchase, and the little Outback was capable of doing those things. It's small footprint, fits in a normal car park, which means our tow vehicle and our caravan can fit within a 2 car park space on the street, not take up any more space than that. And that has turned out to be a huge thing to have, is in a saving, where you can park up to go to get groceries and everything. You're not worried about this huge big trailer at the back. So that was one of the things that we really loved about having that smaller platform. But what were the things that we really wanted, that why we moved up to the Outback, was we knew that we were moving into more of a travel mode with our van, and we wanted to be able to live more inside, or have the ability to live more inside the caravan than, say, like the Tucana, where you must go out. Your kitchen's out the back, you have to have other tents, there's other stuff that you got to set up when you pull up somewhere. So we wanted to be pretty self-contained, where all we needed to do is pop the roof up, put out the awning, and we were set up. And that allows us to do this with the Jayco Outback things. So basically the Jayco had an inside cooking area, it had a cafe setting area inside, an island bed, a bigger fridge. Now, it didn't have everything we wanted, and so we wanted to further upgrade the Jayco, and that's been the journey that we've now had over the number of years, and upgrades we've made that we want to talk about and suggest that they are good things to do. Right off the bat, when we purchased the Jayco, we had a few of the options done, and some of the options were we had set up for a lithium battery. Back then it was just a 120 amp lithium. We had a larger fridge, and still the 3-way fridge, but we're very happy we took that decision. Today's 3-way fridges are not like the bygone era, and we're thankful we did that because it doesn't have such a huge demand on the 12 volt system in the van. The other thing we did, we got the leatherette cafe seating set, so it's more practical. And we also had another Anderson plug installed, picnic table outside, and I think that was about it from the factory.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Now, after that, we did a lot of major changes which are worthwhile, and we're now going to point them out to you. The e-movers. The e-movers are electric motors which are attached to each wheel and allow us to maneuver the van by remote control when we're not attached to the car. Has huge advantages, because in our case, like I mentioned before, we wanted to be able to fit in a normal car park and sometimes an underground car park. To do that attached to your car would take a hell of a lot of skill and probably not be able to happen. And with the e-movers, we simply detach from the car, the tow vehicle, and use the remote, and we can drive that thing anywhere. Now, there's a number of different type of these devices on the market, and all the other ones, or a lot of the other ones, attach to the tow ball at the front or to the jockey wheel position, and you maneuver the Caravan with that. And unless you're on flat, smooth concrete with no incline, that won't work in a normal outgoing field, because typically you're going to have some kind of slope, or you're going to be on grass, or you're going to be on sand, and those type of electric movers do not work in that environment. The e-movers do. It will handle quite a big slope, and it'll also handle sand, dirt, mud, grass quite easily. So the e-movers are definitely the better choice out of all those ones out there on the market. Obviously you pay a little bit more and they have to be installed professionally, or you have to be very good handyman. I've installed them myself. There will be a video on that coming out later. Now, I guess going back, one of the first things we did when we did get the van home was we realized that the payload capacity of the Jayco is not enough. It only has a payload of about 350 kilos, and 350 kilos is not enough once you've packed everything up to put into the van. So we had a professional engineering company, which will be a link in the description below, who came along and quite happily did all the measurements and worked out we could have a payload capacity of 750 kilos. That is enough capacity to do all the changes as well as everything that we need to carry in the Caravan. What that did do though was it took our ATM from around about the 1750, 1800 kilo mark over to 2.2 ton, 2,200 kilograms. Once you've gone over 2,000 or up to 2,000, you have to have a breakaway. Now, what's a breakaway? Breakaway is an attachment on the front of your tow ball which attaches to the car, and should your tow ball come loose from the vehicle, it pulls the cord and causes the brakes to activate on the Caravan and will stop the Caravan from running away and causing major injury. So that is a must. If you do go for the upgrade, please remember you'll have to install a breakaway. Alright, well, I did the research, and they're basically, when you're off-grid, you have two options: gas heater system or the diesel heater system. The diesel heater system is the one that most people go for because there's some reasonable quality Chinese knockoff diesel heater systems out there that you can self-install, and most people tend to go for that way. And then there's the other side of it, which is the gas heater system. We ended up going for the gas trimmer heating system, but let me tell you the pros and cons of both first. The diesel heater system, you have to install a diesel tank to your Caravan. Now, while we have diesel in our vehicle, I didn't want to have also a diesel tank on the Caravan. Diesel is quite messy, stinky, and I don't like having to fill other tanks with that. So I didn't like the option of having the diesel system for that reason. 2, they're noisy. They have a muffler system, and if it's installed correctly, they're not so noisy, but we've been camped up to people who in the next Caravan away have the diesel heater system, and it's kept you awake all night. People inside don't realise it, but there's that noise through a muffler coming out from their underneath their van, and it can be noisy, and I didn't like that. 3, you have to do maintenance to those systems. They should have at least a yearly maintenance, or every 6 months you need to do some work to them. In contrast, the gas heater system that we got, the Truma gas heater, more expensive. It has to be installed by professional gas fitters, so it adds cost. The advantage is super quiet. Like, they make no noise whatsoever outside, and they make no noise inside other than the blowing fan. So amazing. Also, they're very efficient. They use hardly any gas whatsoever. And 3, they also, what do they do? 3, what was the third thing? Oh, the efficiency of them. 3, no, I said efficiency, didn't I? They're very efficient. 1, 2, the gas heater, very efficient. Oh, number 3, maintenance. No maintenance whatsoever. You just come in, turn them on, and they work. So good. So, in my opinion, best choice, Truma gas heating system, and that's what we went with. And that has been a real save. Thoroughly recommend. One of the things that, while not a necessity, in our books it is a necessity. Airbag suspension system. This one was originally a little bit of a controversy because we didn't, when we first were looking at that, I was interested in the airbag system because it would have a better ride for the Caravan, so that when we are travelling on those dirt roads, the Caravan wasn't getting knocked about so much. Wasn't such a big hit for Camilla until we realised when we installed the airbag system, we could use the same compressor and air reservoir to make an airbag system to lift the pop-top roof. And that was huge. We could all of a sudden, Cam loves it. We can turn up at a campsite and she flicks the switch and the roof goes up like that. So there's such a huge advantage. And not only that, we've also made it so that we have an air assist on the bed, so that to lift the bed up now, you flick a switch and the bed comes up. Now these are things that are backbreakers typically, that now are such a cinch. It's just made it so easy to use. We absolutely love it. Some of the other advantages of the airbag system, for auto leveling. So now when we pull up at a campsite and it's not level, there's no more leveling blocks. There's no more shouting backwards and forwards and putting chocks under wheels and trying to do things like that. We simply go ahead and park wherever we want, and I use the remote control to left wheel or right wheel and can level the Caravan both fore and aft and left and right. It's so easy, and it's been a huge saviour, and we love it. It's just such a great thing. Also, with the airbag system, we were able to install inflator system. So now when we go on dirt roads or sandy beaches or whatever, we can just deflate the tyres, go where we need, and when we come back to the sealed roads, we can attach the inflator hose and inflate our own tyres. No need to carry another additional compressor. It's all the one system does all, and that turned out to be very efficient to do it that way. It's fantastic. So the airbags, definitely a must-do. Tick. Yes, the conversation for the compost toilet. Now, that's a little bit of a long one. So this was quite an intricate change that we made to the Caravan. The Outback, the 13-foot Outback, has quite a lot of storage capacity, but there's a little bit of bad used space at the back there. We have a 4-burner cooktop, a grill, and
microwave
that we never used, and we hardly ever used the inside cooker, not because we didn't like to, it just wasn't convenient. Took up a lot of space, and there are a few things that we wanted in the van. One, Cam wanted a washing machine. Two, we wanted a toilet inside. We were using prior to that the little chemical toilet that we had inside underneath our cafe table, and the thing stunk. Well, it stinks, not nice to use, and you're always looking for dump points and all the yada yada with that. And out lately, and it's now the popular way to go, are composting toilets. And did the research, and the Ogo composting toilet was the one we decided we wanted, and we decided that we were going to change the whole back of the kitchen area and the sink and install a composting toilet and a washing machine. And we went out to RV Lockyer in Lockyer Valley. A guy, Lee, who owns the business out there, runs an amazing outfit, and they did a complete install of all the systems that we wanted, and they did such a great job. It is just so good.
They are the best.
Yeah, I've got to say, value for money. The guys do the right thing by you. They don't overcharge. There's so many places out there right now overcharging. You can trust them 100%. And the outstanding finish was like it was a brand new van when it came back. We now have the Ogo composting toilet installed. You wouldn't even know it's there. It's a pull-out, and such a great toilet. No smells, nothing. 100% back the compost toilet system. The Ogo is brilliant because it's so easy and convenient to use. We love it, absolutely. And Cam's washing machine install, there'll be videos on this later. Brilliant. And we've used that washing machine all the time, even off grid. It's brilliant. And the way we installed it, so we can take water from the creek, or we can take water from the Caravan if we need to, etc. That install has been brilliant. So the back now of our Caravan, we don't have a inbuilt cooker. We could use induction cooking, or we can use a little Campmaster cooker. They're so cheap and they're so efficient that we found the Campmaster was perfect. Or we use an air fryer. So there's that. I guess one of the other things we did on the with our install was we upgraded all our electrical system. We now have a 300 amp hour lithium battery, went up from 120. So what we did, we had the original had the 120 amp hour lithium. We took that out. We put a 300 amp hour lithium, and we put a 3000 watt inverter system and a 50 amp DC to DC charger to put in for when we're running along, driving on the road. The charger can charge things up. We also put an additional 250 watt solar panel on the roof, and where the addition of the Anderson plug on the outside, we can attach a solar blanket of our choosing, or as many as we want on the outside, to also feed the battery. So now we do a lot of stuff using just the generator, our battery on board, and that's basically runs our van. Air fryers, you'll see videos about this later. Induction cookers, works brilliantly. So that's been another great change that we've made to the van. There was a whole bunch of other ones that I'm sure we've forgotten right now. I know, like the Wi-Fi system that we install for anti-theft, and has a lot of other features. We've got there's other little ones, and they'll all come and be out there in our YouTube channels eventually. But you know what they say. Please like and subscribe. and then stay tuned and you'll be kept up to date with what we're up to. All right, we're going to say see you for now because we're about to stop for the day, and we'll catch you later. No, nice chatting with you all. See you out there on the road.